We begin the news in Niger State, where more than 200 bodies have been recovered following the devastating flood in Mokwa Local Government Area, according to the state's Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs, Ahmad Suleiman. Now, Suleiman said recovery efforts are ongoing and that the full casualty figure remains unknown. He confirmed that the Niger State Government has activated emergency response measures and ordered the distribution of relief materials to displaced victims now sheltered in makeshift camps. Despite these efforts, victims have expressed frustration over poor living conditions and inadequate food supplies. Some residents have claimed that although they were photographed receiving food aid, they were not given anything. However, Governor Umar Bago's administration has dispatched trailers of rice, while the governor's wife has donated 50 million naira during a visit to the affected communities. In the meantime, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi has paid a condolence visit to Niger State following the catastrophic flash floods that swept through Mokwa Local Government Area. Obi, accompanied by former Minister Nenadi Usman and Labour Party spokesperson Yunusa Tanko, arrived in the state to express solidarity with the affected communities. During his visit, the former Anambra State Governor announced a 20 million naira donation to aid recovery efforts, reaffirming his commitment to supporting communities in crisis. Obi also made a passionate appeal for national unity in the face of tragedy, calling on the federal government, emergency agencies, and well-meaning Nigerians to rally around the victims and assist in rebuilding their lives. Meanwhile, days after the devastating flash floods in Mokwa, many students of an Islamic school located within the community are still missing. New Central Television spoke to a teacher in the school who says that the school is yet to account for several students from the 800 usually in attendance. He says that the missing students added to the floodwaters in the school has compounded the situation, worsening the current tragedy. Our correspondent Joshua Imarai has the report.
Before the flood ravaged Mokwa, this Islamic school echoed with recitations and learning. Today, it is a shadow of its former self.
Makarantar mu dai kamar da yadda muka sani dai akwai wani lokaci da na kirga ɗaliban nan muka samu mutum 800 daga baya irin waɗanda ba sa nan sai suka dawo muka tambaye su me yasa ba su zauna makaranta ba sai muka samu mutum 70 suka zama 870 kenan.
The flood swept through Mokwa as families still reel from its after effects and the pain and destruction it left behind. For this teacher, the damage was not just felt on buildings but also on lives.
Daga nan sai muka fita muna neman wayanda ruwa ya wuce da su, sai na je na samu gawan mutum biyu. To daga nan kuma mutum ɗaya muna neman shi ba mu gan shi amma mun ga lokacin da ruwa ya wuce da shi daga wurin masallaci. To gaskiya abin ba daɗi, dole ne mutum ba zai ji daɗi ba.
Many of the children under his care are between the ages of 5 to 15. He says that he hopes the government will come to their aid.
Kaga abin ba ni kaɗai ya shafa ba, kuma duka gwamnati ita dai al'ummanta ne, kuma duk wani taimakon Allah da zai zo mun sani zai zo ne daga gurin Allah. Ina fatan gane ko taimako dai na ubangiji ne, Allah shi ya bayar kuma shi zai ansa ko. To kuma ita gwamnati ta sani dai, ta san gyara, ta san abin da idan ta yi gyara ne, to mu muna roƙon Allah ya bata iko da ta yi mana abin da ya dace, wanda kowa zai amfana da abin da ya same shi kuma zai ji sauƙin raɗaɗin abin da ya same shi.
For this teacher, every name is a prayer and every silence a question. In a flood that took everything, he holds on to faith that the students will return one by one. In Mokwa, Niger State, for New Central, I am Joshua Imarai.
Now, our correspondent Joshua Marai, who has been monitoring the developments in Mokwa, now joins us to give us more update. Joshua Marai, thank you for joining us. Now, from yesterday up until this moment, I know that you have been monitoring, and we did speak yesterday, and you gave a little bit of update. Can you give us the latest on the situation in Mokwa right now, especially in the aftermath of high-profile visits and donations since yesterday from dignitaries like Governor Umar Bago and Peter Obi?
Well, for the past few days, this is the first time that an intervention proper will happen. I'm currently live at one of the warehouses that stores that they store this particular product. And here with me is somebody who would like to give us his own experience of the entire situation as it has been unfolding. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Tell us your name, sir.
My name is Mohammed Saba.
Okay, so since this flood happened, have you received any intervention, relief material, or any other kind of thing to make you comfortable for the time being?
No, sir.
Why is that?
We here, this area, we just thank God. As in, we get something to do, to get money, but we don't see any this thing say help like this. We don't see them because we don't get chairman. We just have Seriki. Now we see for here every time.
Well, your Sariki be they talk something, say no camp day.
You know day. We don't see camp.
So where you they sleep now?
No, the place where things happen now they sleep.
The place where the flood happened now you they sleep.
Yeah.
So how you tell they cope up? How you tell they change clothes? They drink water, they bath, they do other things.
Okay, the clothes what they get, what they just they manage ourselves just like that. Okay. Even this clothes when you see me I wear, now my friend can't give me this clothes.
Okay, I understand. Say many people lose family members. Some family members die. How about you?
Okay, our family will lose. I don't feel talk about myself. That's what we just see now. We see five people.
Some they still alive or they don't die.
They don't die.
5 people.
Yes, sir.
How many people they miss for your house?
For our house, 18.
18 people they miss.
Yes, sir.
And you don't see 5 dead bodies.
We see 5 people.
Okay. Thank you very much. So you just heard it from Mr. Sabo. He's you can go, sir. He's one of the victims that have been affected by the flood. You just heard it from his mouth. There is no camp for them to actually stay for the time being. And this is the plight of many others who are in Mokwa Local Government Area, particularly Angwan House, where the flood actually affected mostly. Over to you, Blessing.
Joshua, you also did mention when we had the conversation earlier on Jasiri about the relief distribution, and it's quite sad because you talked about the fact that relief has actually been sent to these areas, but they've been locked up in sort of a warehouse. Can you give more clarity on that?
Since for the past few days now, it is almost 5 days since this flood actually happened, and these relief materials, they've been donated by well-meaning Nigerians, the governor of the state, as well as former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi also donated monetary commitments to them. But unfortunately, these persons have not received anything from that. Now, when we push them further, they reveal to us that most of these things have been locked in one warehouse or the other. Some say they've been locked in the local government area secretariat. So this is where we are. They are gathered here in expectant of relief material to be shared. They are gathered here, as you can see, most of them are women from the households of whom these things affected. Most of them are rural settlement dwellers. And as you can see, they are still waiting. We're hopeful that some relief materials will come to them, but nothing is being shared to them. We are still waiting to see if anything will come out of this gathering or not.
All right, Joshua, I would also like to find out, there are reports of victims' frustration over the tragedy. What are they saying on ground about the conditions in some of the makeshift places that that was probably provided for them, or they provided for themselves? Because I know that they're staying in a primary school as opposed to an IDP camp. Has the government responded to this so far, seeing as there has been high-profile visits to that area?
Well, the particular place they actually set it for them to stay for the time being is Begay Nursery and Primary School in this same area. Unfortunately, that place is not in good conditions. They lack running water. Now, one of the major things that people like this need to forestall any kind of disease or outbreaks is running water. That place lacks running water. And it will interest you to know that this flood actually carted away their transformer. So this place has been here for few days now without light. Now, you know, most of these things depend on light to pump water and the like. So no light, nothing for them. Now, on the nature of the camp, they actually set it for them. Well, that place is not in a good condition, because me myself, I paid a visit to that particular place, and this place has squeaky doors. Some of them have leaking roof. They are not in a conducive state for them to for that place to accommodate as much persons that have been affected. You will understand that it is estimated that over 3,000 people have been affected by this flooding. So for a primary school to accommodate over 3,000 persons, it's something that we don't see feasible. Well, the government is here to say anything concerning that particular settlement. They've not provided an alternative, neither have they appointed to a place that will accommodate these people for the time being.
All right, Joshua Imarai, we also understand that there has been over 200 bodies recovered, and based on what the interview you had earlier with the young man, they're still searching for some, and it's no longer looking like a search and rescue effort. It's just looking like excavation and all. Has there been any updates on the final death toll?
Well, the last thing we heard from authorities, that is particularly the deputy governor of the state, while receiving Peter Obi, he said that for now that the bodies they've recovered is pegged at 200 and something. That's not adding those that have been recovered by their family members or friends and well-wishers of those. Well, this is just an estimation. The final toll is something they cannot wrap their hands around, because they can't estimate how much people has died as a result of this flooding. And some of them have been buried along river banks as well as the coastline where the water actually took its roots through. So we just can't pinpoint how many people have died, but we know that over 1,000 persons are still missing as a result of this flooding that happened here in Mokwa.
All right, we also did hear disturbing reports about missing children from an Islamic school in the area. Is there more update on that situation? Has there been any progress in locating those students?
Well, so far we've not heard anything concerning those people yet. We are still hopeful that they will find some of them they are missing. But what we know is that the Islamic school teacher has under his custody over 800 pupils. Unfortunately, he could barely count to up to 200 as those alive and surviving the incident that happened here in Mokwa. So basically, he's too hopeful and in prayers that he's going to see people's children. Most of these children are not his children. They are people that came from several parts of the country to stay with him and receive Islamic tutelage on Arabic knowledge and the likes. However, we are still hopeful that he's going to see some, but he told me that they've recovered an amount of dead bodies, and some of them they've not seen some of those dead bodies too, that they saw floating on the water on the day that the flood happened. So we are just hopeful that we are, and I will try as much as we can to cover the entire situation, and we are hopeful that more people who are alive will come out to say they survived the flooding.
Before we let you go, Joshua, with so many displaced and so many grieving, what sort of medical or at least psychological support is available for survivors and the families that are affected by the floods? Because it's really a lot to take in. We hear that some persons are losing up to 21 family members in a day to the flooding.
One thing I can confirm to you is that these people here, they lack government presence. There is no health official around to check on their vitals, to see if they are feeling well, or to administer drugs. The last time I paid a visit to one of the camps, that's the Peggy Nursery and Primary School, what I counted there were just paracetamol sachets on the ground. That is the only medication they've given to these individuals. And as you know, once a flooding incident occurs, people who are around are susceptible to all kinds of ailments that are waterborne and airborne, because most times you find people who are buried in the debris, and as time goes on, these particular carcasses decompose and becomes a health risk. However, no health official is around. Donor agency, we are still expecting to see them. This place is just being left in isolation, and they only have their fellow neighbors' shoulder to cry on. So that is what we see here.
All right, Joshua and I thank you so much for bringing us the update on Mokwa Local Government, and we're hoping that by a stroke of luck we can at least get more people rescued. But I mean, of course, we'll definitely look to you for more updates. Thank you so much.